Good morning and happy Thursday. I know I'm way late. I was up. I had stuff I had to do. What can I tell you? But I'm still going to come here and I'm still going to give you guys information and value. So my Bucks lost last night. So now this caps the conversation that we've been having about failure and about how successful people and overachievers look at failure as opposed to those who don't get to that level. So the Bucks have, they've got the top player in the NBA, in my opinion. Giannis is the top player, and I've been a Bucks fan for 30 years. We've had season tickets for over 25 years. They had the best record in the league. They go into the playoffs with the number one spot. They're favored to win the whole thing. They're definitely favored to go to the finals. They've won a one championship already. They've got all their players. Everybody's going. And what happens? They get taken out in the first round, and they only win one game. Miami Heat comes in and beats them 4-1. One of the few times an 8 seed has ever beat a number 1 seed. And the Bucks should have won the last 2 games. They could have easily won the last 2 games, but they didn't, and they end up going down. So now Giannis is getting interviewed. And one of the reasons I love this team so much is because how classy this guy is. And I think one of the big differences for him is he wasn't one of these guys that was recruited when he was in 5th grade and has had a shoe deal since he was 18 years old. That's not his life. His life in Greece, which Disney made a movie about it, his life in Greece is he was running around selling shoes, trying to put food on the table, and he came from absolutely nothing. So he appreciates everything that he has. And so they interview him last night, and one of the first questions they ask is, was this season a failure? And he got very frustrated by the question. And he looked at the guy and he said, you asked me this same question last year because they didn't win the championship last year either. How interesting, by the way, that 10 years ago, the Bucks would have been happy to make the playoffs, and now they're unhappy. Their fans are unhappy if they don't win a championship every time. Amazing how all of a sudden standards shift. So they asked him about, is this season a failure? And he looked at the guy and he goes, Michael Jordan played 15 seasons with the Chicago Bulls. He won 6 championships. Does that mean that the other 9 seasons were failures? And the reporter didn't know what to say. And he goes, Michael was an MVP every season that he played. So those other seasons, was he a failure? He said, sports is more than just that. Sometimes you lose the game just because things don't go your way. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means that they didn't go your way. Sometimes it's just not your day. He goes, we were the best team in the league up until the last 10 days. In the last 10 days, we were not on our game. And I don't know why that happened, but we were not on our game and the Miami Heat were, and they beat us. That's how sports goes. So we learn, we get better, and we move forward, and we come back next year even smarter, even better, even stronger. That was his answer. He didn't blame anybody. He didn't blame the coach. He didn't blame the refs. He didn't blame injuries, which he was injured. And so was Chris Middleton, one of our other top players. He didn't point fingers. He didn't make excuses. He said, we were not on our game. We didn't play the way that we're capable of, and we lost. And he's already talking about next year. And we're going to come back even better, even stronger. Michael Jordan played everything very close to the vest when it came to having conversations with the press and with anybody else. He didn't say a lot. But when he wasn't in front of the press, he was constantly working on not only himself, but everybody else on that team in order to get better and better and better, constantly. In fact, as a teammate, he was a bit of a pain in the ass because he rode you like a rented Egyptian donkey and made sure that he got the most out of you. But as a result, all the players around him were the best possibly that they could be. He not only brought the best out of himself, he brought the best out of everybody else. I was so proud of Giannis last night, and I love being a Bucks fan because that's our lead player. I love that he didn't whine and complain like LeBron does. I'm sorry, but LeBron is the biggest whiny baby that has ever played the game. He didn't blame his teammates. He didn't blame the coach. He didn't blame the refs, especially the refs. Watch LeBron when there's a call that he doesn't agree with. Watch him throw a temper tantrum like a 3-year-old. Giannis said, we were on our game, and next year we will be. And it's not a failure because we've learned and we're going to be stronger and better every time that we come back. What a classy guy, and what a great lesson. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes you don't get the result that you deserve to get. You've put in the time, you've done the work, and you still don't get the result. Sometimes that happens. Does that mean you give up? No. That means you're now that much smarter and you're that much closer. Remember, when you're frustrated, you're going to have a breakthrough. When you're confused, you're going to learn something. When you're frustrated, you're going to have a breakthrough. Welcome frustration. It means that something good is coming right over the next step, right over the next mountain, right over the next hurdle, whatever it is that you're going to do. So go watch Giannis's press conference and see what a classy athlete does and how they answer those particular questions. I was sad to watch my team lose, especially because we had tickets to Game 7, and I would have loved to have gone. But I love that that's the face of our team, and he's such a classy guy. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll say hi, Mr. Lampy. Always great to see you. Miss Reedy, thank you so much for hopping on this morning. Great to see you. Chrissy out in Boston, thanks always, cuz. Love you. Great to see you. Thanks for watching, everybody. I truly appreciate it. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.